How's it going, guys? It's Doc. Solana just hit a new all-time high, and it looks pretty similar to XRP. In this video, we're going to talk about what is causing Solana to absolutely rip now, how it looks very similar to the XRP move, and then we're going to finish with some price predictions and where I think the Sol Solana token can go at the end of 2025. But before we get started, welcome back to the channel. My name's Doc. Throughout the day, I'm a resident physician, and at night, I take you guys on my investing journey. What a wild afternoon here. Solana absolutely ripping. Have a little bit of a pullback here. We're looking on the daily chart. You can see Solana went all the way up and wicked to 269, 270, breaking an all-time high. You can see we were stuck in this downward channel for quite some time. We kept hitting, kept touching here, getting rejected, touching here. We finally broke through this resistance and are hopefully turning it into support. We're well above the bull market support band. We're well above the 200-day moving average. And this line right here, we're well above the 50-day moving average. So this is really bullish. We're above all of our indicators, and typically when projects go to put in new all-time highs, they go into discovery mode. And it's really interesting. They can run pretty far. One thing that I do want to look at on this is tell me how similar this move right here looks to this. Looks very similar, right? We had this kind of this wedge pattern. It was here. It kept hitting resistance, flirting with resistance, turned that into support, and then absolutely took off, right? It broke out. Looks pretty similar to this chart here. There's a lot of similarities, and maybe that's actually something that we could kind of use. Maybe this is telling of what's to come. Watcher Guru's tweeting, just in, Solana breaks its all-time high of $270. It's just been ripping. I saw this tweet. I couldn't stop laughing. This is Trump kind of pumping our bags, right? Hitting at 264. But the real question is, why are they putting this Trump meme? Well, Trump released his official meme token on Solana. So some folks are saying, okay, maybe this is why Solana is getting a little break. My opinion, it was kind of overdue in a lot of ways, right? XRP was running, Sui was running. Obviously, Solana went on a huge tear. It bottomed out at $8 in the bear market. I was buying at 17, and call it sheer luck, call it skill, call whatever you want. I'm so glad that I loaded the boats up at $17, and I was able to just kind of ride that entire wave. So Solana really is having a nice jump here. You can see on the day, it's up 13%, and this is after the pullback. It was up closer to 17, 18% today. On the week, 30%. For the weekly, it's actually outpacing XRP, and we all know the run that XRP has been going on. It's been going absolutely crazy. The interesting thing here is this is DeFi Llama. We're looking at the total value locked on chains. Solana still remains number 2, though, right? Number 2. Right now, they have $10 billion of value locked. Look at Solana. Look at Ethereum. $65.5 billion. So over 6x Ethereum has in total value locked compared to Solana. But I don't think this tells the whole story. Look at the 24-hour volume. $15 billion in the last 24 hours for Solana compared to less than 3 on ETH. So I really think the 24-hour volume tells more of the story. The other wild thing that sometimes I have trouble wrapping my head around is Ethereum. We all know how expensive ETH gas fees are. They collected just a hair under $4 billion in the past 24 hours. And that kind of makes sense, right? Gas is really expensive on Ethereum. Solana, it's dirt cheap to do transactions on Solana. A few cents. They still collected more fees, and that just goes to show they're running way more volume. This is a super interesting chart nobody else is talking about. This is not Sol USD. This is Solana on its Bitcoin pair. And this is interesting. We have not hit new all-time highs on the Solana Bitcoin pair. We've only hit new all-time highs on the Solana USD pair. So we came up here and we got close, but we've had higher wicks, right? This spring, we had a higher wick on the Bitcoin pair. And then obviously last bull cycle, we had higher wicks on the Bitcoin cycle as well, on the Bitcoin pair as well. What I want to see is I want to see this line broke on the Solana Bitcoin chart, because after we break this, that's when the race is kind of off and Solana can go into price discovery mode. Speaking of price, what a good segue. Let's talk about some risk metrics for Solana. So this is Into the Cryptoverse. I pay for their premium membership, and I really, really like their risk metrics for different altcoins, right? You can do it for XRP, E, Solana, Sui. They have a ton. Avalanche. You guys know I'm a big fan of Avalanche. So I want to look at this column all the way here on the left. Right now, at a price of 249, Solana has a risk level of 0.75. And I should take a second to kind of explain these risk levels. They go all the way from 0 to 1. 1 is obviously very overheated. 0 is super oversold. We're pretty hot right now at 0.75. Me personally, I'm going to start scaling out of my Solana bags once we hit the 0.85 risk band. Could it go up to 0.9? Absolutely. Could it hit 1 this bull cycle? That's maybe a little rich for my blood. I hope it goes up to 800. I'm not counting on that. We're going to go over a price prediction here in just a second. But once Solana hits its 0.85 risk band, I'm going to start DCAing out of Solana. So I still think there's plenty of room to run. I actually think it's going to go well above 400 this year, but you have to take profits on the way up. So I'm not there yet, but it is something that I'm looking at. We kind of already looked at this. Solana just absolutely ripping for the week. I wanted to go through, not going to spend a lot of time on this, but I want to go through a little bit of a thought experiment on what Solana, where it could land the end of this cycle if it hit the market cap of both XRP and or Ethereum. So Solana right now, it has a price of around $250 and a market cap of approximately 125 million. Now, XRP, we know XRP has been on an absolute tear. It's $3.20 right now, but more importantly, it has a market cap of 184 million, right? And that makes sense because XRP is the number 3rd token based off market cap, and Solana is number 5, right? Technically number 4 if you take out stables, but Solana has a lower market cap than XRP. And that's kind of what we're showing here. Now, ETH, on the other hand, has a price of $3,200, and it has a $393 million market cap, which is kind of wild that this market cap is still so high after we just showed the 24-hour volume. It's still really high compared to all these other chains, right? Tron, Bitcoin, Base. There's more volume on Base, or excuse me, on BSC right now than ETH. All right, so I don't want to spend a ton of time on this, but I thought this was a really interesting thought experiment, and we're going to talk about what Solana's price prediction is. So follow me along here. Right now, Solana has a price of $250 and a market cap of $125 million. XRP has a price of $3.20 and a market cap of $184 million. Okay. And that kind of makes sense. If we go to CoinMarketCap, we can see XRP is higher than Solana, right? It's higher on the list. So it makes sense that XRP has a slightly higher market cap than Solana. What about Ethereum? Ethereum has a price of roughly $3,200 and a market cap of $393 million. This is really interesting, right? We just showed on those previous pages on DeFi Llama that there's way more volume on Solana compared to Ethereum, yet Ethereum is a 3.5x multiple larger than Solana as far as market cap goes, right? I would not be surprised if Solana, whether it's this cycle or next, probably more likely next cycle, takes over Ethereum for overall market cap just because there's so many more things being built on Solana today than Ethereum. Yes, Ethereum was kind of the L1 of last cycle, but we've made some big leaps and bounds. So okay, what you guys are really here for is this price prediction. Well, the thesis that I have, or the question that I want to ask, is if Solana had the same market cap as XRP, what would the price be? Be $368. And that actually seems pretty reasonable to me, right? We just showed on Benjamin Cohen's Into the Cryptoverse website that would be a 0.825 to 0.85 risk metric, right? It would be right around in there. So I think that's very reasonable for Solana to hit $368. Well, what happens if Solana had the same market cap as Ethereum? And I just want to clarify, when I say Ethereum's market cap, I'm saying right now, right? If Solana were to have a market cap of $393 million, what would the price of Solana be then? It's pretty high, right? It's $787 per Solana token. Now, what do I think? Kind of what's my thoughts on this? And I'm gonna spend a little bit of time on this. It's really tough to tell, right? I don't want you to sell your Solana bag based off what other YouTubers are telling you. I want you to have a game plan and stick to it. Whether you're using the risk metrics from Benjamin Cohen's website, whether you're using RSI, or maybe you're just using a number. Hey, when my Solana bag hits X amount of dollars, that's when I'm going to sell. So I want you to kind of come up with your own game plan. I just told you I was going to be starting to DCA out of my Solana bag once we get to that $395 mark, because that correlates to a 0.85 risk metric. But honestly, guys, you need to stick to your guns, because when we get there, it's so tough to sell, right? The whole market's euphoric. Everybody thinks the market's going to go up forever, right? We're never going down. So I'm really curious, what is your guys' take on all of this? Do you think my predictions are spot on, or did I miss the mark? I read all the comments. Let me know down in the comments below where you think Solana is going. If you guys got any value out of this, consider hitting the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.